Hey guys, what's going on today? BOJoeKO here, and we are back with our Vancouver Canucks GM mode, and we are just about up to the trade deadline, if I do believe so. It's been a while since we recorded this, so yeah, we're almost 2 days up to the trade deadline, and I asked you guys last episode, long time ago, about if we should make a deal at the trade deadline, because, we've been playing a lot better as of recently. We still got some teams to catch in our division. We want to try to catch the Edmonton Oilers. We want to see if we can either finish second or third in our division. So we wanted to see if we can get a good lead over LA and see if we can catch up to Edmonton. But the problem with it is definitely the goaltending. Now, Eddie Lack has been playing very good this year, but our backup situation has not been doing all too good. So we were looking over the trading block last episode, and there were some big names that jumped out to you guys, and about who you think we should go after, because we were browsing through all the trading blocks, and there were some names that definitely were popping out, either for a backup or for another really good starter slash backup that could be very good for the future. So as you guys know, we were looking through a bunch of these teams for backup goaltenders and goalies in general. So one of the main guys that we came across was on the Dallas Stars, who was Jack Campbell. Now, Jack Campbell this year has been playing very good. He's a starting goaltender, 26 years old, 86 overall for the Dallas Stars. He's got 5 stars for that reflexes category. Athletics 4.5 stars. Puck control is only 3.5 stars, but that should get better, hopefully, because he does have one more year to play left this year. He's making $5.5 million this year, which is good because we do need to fill up some salary on our team. He has 19 wins in 32 games so far this year. He's 19-11 with a goals against average of 2.29, save percentage of .92 with 2 shutouts on the year. And the reason being is they want to trade Campbell because Kari Lehtinen is, I think he's not having the greatest year for the Dallas Stars, but they want to get rid of Campbell because he is definitely playing much better than him. He's got 3 years left too, so he would be a solid goaltender to have for the coming years. Now, there were also some other names on this on the blocks here for other backup goaltenders that we could get. One of them being Jeff Zatkoff from the Pittsburgh Penguins, who has been playing okay this year. Actually, no, he hasn't played a single game for them at all this year. He's 82 overall this year. He's definitely better than the backup we have now. And there was also a member on the St. Louis Blues who I don't think pops up on here. He does not pop up on here, but if I wanted to trade for the St. Louis Blues, first round pick, I could probably just get him up here really quickly. Go to goalies for the St. Louis Blues, and that would be Jake Allen, because they have him on their trading block as well. 83 overall as a backup goaltender with what is your salary left? 1 year left at $1.2 million for Jake Allen at 83 overall. So the reason is, now a bunch of you guys were saying to go out and get Jack Campbell. Now, if I wanted to make the decision here, we have Alex Dubois, who we signed last year, who's already 80 overall at 23 years old, and we also have Patrick Polvika, who is 81 overall at 24 years old. Now, a bunch of you guys were telling me to trade Polvika because he has not really jumped up at all at this time. He's actually 81 overall and considered a backup goaltender now, so technically I should be playing him instead of Cooper, who is a minor league starter. Now, technically, I should be starting Polvika over this. He was our 3rd overall pick in 2015. I really don't want to trade this guy. If I wanted to trade somebody, I would rather trade Alex Dubois, even though he's probably been having a pretty good year in the minors. Actually, no, I don't think he's playing games in the minors. It doesn't show the minor league stats, but he's probably having a good year in the minors right now, and along with Polvika. But I don't know. I'd rather trade away Dubois than I'd rather Polvika if I wanted to get a guy like Jack Campbell. I would rather trade an elite potential goaltender for a ready right now goaltender and still wait on Polvika because he's still got that medium potential. Even though he's only 24 years old, I would trade away Dubois for a guy like Jack Campbell. Even though, like I said, he's 26 years old, and we still do have another kind of 2 more years to wait on Polvika and see what happens with him. Dubois got that better trade value. So if we wanted to make a trade for Jack Campbell, I think that's what we're going to have to do, and I think that's what I want to do. So, let's go to Dallas. Let's get Jack Campbell on this team, 86 overall, 26 years old, 5.5 mil for another 3 years. I'm perfectly fine with that because we have to fill up cap on our team anyway, and I'm perfectly fine with that. So, Jack Campbell, where is his trade value at? It goes up to the A, so it's up to the A. And where does Alex Dubois go? Past the A. So, you know what? We actually have trade value on Jack Campbell here. So, Polvika for Campbell might go straight up, to be honest. Polvika for Jack Campbell would go probably straight up. Give a starting, ready now goaltender for a prospect goaltender. And like I said, we could wait on Alex Dubois and see what happens. But I want to wait on Polvika. We drafted him, or at least the computer drafted him for us, and I want to see what actually turns out with him. So we could trade Dubois if we wanted to. We could technically trade Cooper. You know, maybe we can get away with this. Let's see. If we put Cooper on the line, on the block here. If we put Cooper, we have to add in something else. Let's see. A bunch of you guys were telling me to trade Dan Hamhuis as well, and probably bring up a guy like Ryan Stanton to play top 6 with Hogboom, because he's 82 overall. He's really dropping right now. The Dallas Stars do want Dan Hamhuis, which is weird. He's 35 years old as a 7th defenseman. He's probably going to retire this year, I would assume. So he's 35. He still has 3 more years left remaining on 4.3 mil. That's cap that we really can unload if we really wanted to. I think we could get rid of Dan Hamhuis here. We can bring up Ryan Stanton. He's just as good as Hamhuis, if not better defensively. So I think we could do that, because I want to keep Jens around. I want to keep Hogboom around. But I think we could trade Dan Hamhuis here. So let's put Dan Hamhuis up. Let's put Cooper up, because I can bring up Polvika and he could play back. Well, he could. No, I'll leave Polvika down there. Let's trade Hamhuis and Cooper. Hamhuis and Cooper. They don't want Cooper, but they can take Cooper. Let's see. So Cooper and Hamhuis. Okay, Cooper, Hamhuis. We might have to give away a little bit of a prospect here. They want Garrett Muirs. I'm perfectly fine with them taking him off my hands. Let's see. Are there any other prospects? Abdulkader, no. Weiser and Marek. I think these were the 2 guys that we were deciding on before. We could give away Weiser. He's 22. It's 77 overall. I think he's going to be ready by next year. He's a playmaker. I don't know if he'll fit out on the team, though, to be honest. Like I said, there's much better players that we want to wait for. There's so many better players that we want to wait for. Like Gauntz, Vey, Gotch, Fox, who's already he's 80 overall. He'll be ready next year. He's better than him. I don't think, yeah, you know what? Let's trade that guy. Let's trade Weiser. Let's throw in these 3 guys. It is league approved. Hamhuis, Cooper, and Weiser for Jack Campbell. That might get it through. All 3 of these little trade values might be enough to just inch it up ever so slightly, because it's whatever Weiser's trade value is basically the same as Hamhuis's, to be honest. Let me see. Hamhuis might have a little bit more. Might have a little bit more than that, and Cooper's might be a little bit more than that. So you know what? That actually might be able to get that to go through. Let's see if this goes through. So if we get this to go through, this will be an absolute steal for the Vancouver Canucks. So Dan Hamhuis, Marvin Cooper, and Tim Weiser for Jack Campbell from the Dallas Stars. Will this go through? Trade rejected. We have given us a fair offer, but if we accept this proposal, we have to make some roster changes, which include putting Chris Butler on waivers. Because of this, we do not feel that this trade is worth it for the Dallas Stars. I don't know why they would need to put somebody on waivers. What can I take back from them? They would have to take this guy on waivers. They would have to put Chris Butler on waivers. If that's the case, I think I need to take some salary back for them. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with taking salary back. Let's see. Let's take some salary back from them. Alright, Ben, Spezza, Goligoski. No. They have Joe Thornton on their team. Interesting. Is that Joe Thornton? He's 81 overall at 38. Good lord. Don't feel like taking Joe Thornton's cap hit, though. Garbutt. Hemsky. Hemsky maybe we could take. 79 overall. I don't think I would play Hemsky at all. Now, let me take Hemsky. That'll be relief of salary cap at the very least. Let's try that. Okay, with Spades, Dallas could start a deal based on him, but you're a bit off in value with this proposal. Okay, so they're a bit off. We're a bit off. Is there anything else we could add in here? Just another prospect. We're not giving up much, so I could give up something here. Stanton, Winnick, and Gertson. I wasn't going to use Gertson at all. He's a top 6 defenseman, another defensive defenseman. He's like a physical type defenseman who's got a really hard shot, very quick skater, but his defensive stats just really ain't all too great. Let's add Gertson to this deal. All right. Ham, Hughes, Cooper, Weiser, and Gertson for Jack Campbell and Alesh Hemsky. Will this go through? Trade accepted. I am happy to accept this proposal on behalf of the Dallas Stars, and we consider it a done deal. So that is a huge steal, in my opinion, for the Dallas Stars getting Jack Campbell for that deal. Giving up pretty much nothing. We gave away Marvin Cooper, who was not doing well for us at all this year. We trade away Dan Hamhuis and his big cap hit and his 35-year-old 82 overall strugglingness. So we get rid of him, and we get a 86 overall starting goaltender who's having a very good year to play alongside of Eddie Lack. So that is a steal. And what did we give away? Weiser, who was a prospect, a 77 overall playmaker, but we already have guys who are better than that. And honestly, I don't see Weiser making the team anywhere on our roster because we have playmakers who are much better than him and younger players like Virtanen and Dane Fox and Gauntz who are going to be better by at least 2 years down the road. So I think that's good. And then Gertson, I really wasn't using him. His defensive category really wasn't all that well. He's just a fast-skating, physical kind of defenseman. We really didn't need that. So let's call up and send players down here. Let's work on our roster moves right here. Let's make sure everybody is where they want to play, where they're going to be playing. So let's go for goaltenders. So we got Jack Campbell and Eddie Lack up here. Very good. And in the system, we still should have Omar Dubois and Polvika. So we get to hold on to Dubois and Polvika. So for the people who wanted me to trade Polvika or trade Dubois, I got them both still. All right, so defense. We have Tanev, Fowler, Hogblum, Hamilton, Edler, and Stanton. So Ryan Stanton will get inserted into the lineup now that Dan Hamhuis is gone, which is good for him because he is 28 years old and he is much better defensively than Dan Hamhuis was. So we might have to edit up the power play lines and stuff like that a little bit, but putting Stanton in there is a lot better than putting Dan Hamhuis in there for sure. So that's good. That's all I need for the NHL lineup. McChesney, Subban, Cross, Steenberger, Cederholm. Yep, all those guys are good in the system for defense. Okay. Right wingers. Hemsky. Do we want to send Hemsky down? Hemsky. Do we want to send Hemsky down? He'll be waiver eligible. Nothing really I have to worry about here. I'll send Hemsky down. I don't think I'm going to need him. Confirm. I don't think a team would pick him up anyway. Let's see. Did anybody pick him up? Yeah, a team did pick up, actually, Alesh Hemsky, so that's perfectly fine by me. We weren't going to use Alesh Hemsky anyway. All right, so left wingers, NHL, Rosehill, Goudreau. We need to keep Rosehill for a cap. Goudreau, Abdelkader, Winnick, Nyquist, and Shinkra. Good. Centers, Gauntz, Horvath, Grigorenko, Gajve, Benino, and Berglund. Yep, those are all good. And the system guys, Fox, Kempe, Gomerich, McCauley, McCann. Left wingers, Virtanen, Camara, Marek, Amson, and Zalewski. Okay, we are good. Let's edit up our lines yet again. Really, we should only edit the goaltending and the defense. So that line's good. Goudreau, Benino, Berglund, Shinkra, Horvath, and Vey. Gauntz, Gotch, and Abdelkader. Good. Defense. So Stanton gets put in there right there. Hogboom is left. Yep, good. Left, right, and left. I want to switch up Tanev and Hamilton. Tanev and Feller. I want to get I thought I switched these guys so their off wings were, I thought I switched them so that their off wings were good. All right, so now we have to edit up the special teams a little bit here. Tanev, Fowler, Hamilton, Edler. Okay, that's fine. That's fine the way it should be. 4-man power play. The defense are good. Penalty kill. Stanton's on the penalty kill now. Good. Okay, Hogboom and Edler. Good. Okay, 3-man penalty kill. Stanton's on the power play where Hamhuis was playing. Good. That should be it then. And goaltenders, we want Jack Campbell playing over Eddie Lack. So welcome to the team, Jack Campbell, playing on the Vancouver Canucks now. And that's pretty much all we're going to do. Make that trade. Pretty much didn't lose any assets at all. To be perfectly honest, we did not lose any assets. Let me just make sure, check the settings that the automated rotate goalies are on. Auto rotate goalies is on. Good. So I want Jack Campbell playing instead of Eddie Lack. So now we have an 86 and an 84 overall goaltender who both are playing very well so far this year. Only change is Hamhuis is now he gets traded, and Ryan Stanton fills out his spot on the penalty kill. And that's basically it. So here we go. Now we can just simulate here for the rest of this month and pretty much for the rest of the year. And let's see how good this Vancouver Canuck team can do for the rest of the year. So we got 2 really good goaltenders now. We got another good goaltender under our belts. Yep, we know trade deadline we're already good. Jamie Tardif is being placed on waivers. He is a bottom 6 forward. Let's look at him. Jamie Tardif by the Dallas Stars. He is 33 years old, 4th line forward as a power forward. We don't need to claim him. Scouting assignment is good. I need to do that scouting assignment before the year is over. It's one thing I need to do. Let's go for, once again, we're scouting up defensemen. So let's go for, I need to see who the best defensemen are going to be. So I'll continue to scout those defensemen there because they have the most in that league. So we'll do that for another 6 weeks. Next time I get updated about it, I need to check the prospects out, see who's going to be the best defensive players this year. All right, so we get a 5-2 win over the Anaheim Ducks. Nicely done as we continue winning some games here. Now we got really two solid good goaltenders in that. 2 solid good goaltenders. I think we have a better defensive player in there now in Stanton rather than Hamhuis. I think this is we're looking pretty good for Vancouver right now. Shootout loss against Minnesota. I'll take it. It's points. We just need to get some points. We just need to get points for all these games here. And a 7-0 loss to the New York Islanders. Good Lord. Don't worry about that. 4-2 win. There you go. Come back with a win over Ottawa. Nice. All right. Columbus and the Rangers. A lot of away games here as a road trip. So we'll take these road points, hopefully. There you go. 3-1 win over Columbus. And then the Rangers. They're not a very good team. Hopefully we can get a win over them. LM Vigneault. And we get a 6-3 win over the Rangers. Very good. So remember, Jack Campbell coming to Vancouver had a record of 19-11. So remember those stats. We'll check out, and I think a goals against average of like 2.2 and a save percentage of 9.92. So we'll check his stats out eventually when the month is over. But we're getting some points here for our wins. We have a 4-game winning streak going there. And we have a 5-game point streak going right now as well. So that's good. Carolina, they're a decent team. So running a 5-game point streak right now. And against Carolina, 5-2 loss. All right, so our 5-game point streak is over. That's fine. 36, 25, and 11. Catching up on those regulation losses, but we do have a lot of overtime losses, which is good. And we're still packing up on the wins, which is good. Hopefully we can get to 40 regulation wins, which should be good. If we get to 40 regulation wins, we'll be at like 90 some points. Yeah, I'll be at like 90 points. There you go. Back-to-back shutouts. 3-0 and 5-0 over the Preds and the Blues. Once again, we get another 3-game winning streak going on right here. And that does it for the end of the month. So I think we should be able to finish it up here. We got 7 games left. Yeah, we got 7 games left. 2 against Anaheim, 1 against Edmonton. A lot of division. Actually, they're all division games, pretty much. 5 out of the 6 of them are division games. So let's see where we stand right now in the standings. We are in 2nd place. We overtook the Edmonton Oilers, which is good. We have 2 games against Anaheim. I want to see where the point totals stack up. So we have 89 points, which is tied with the Anaheim Ducks in our division. So those overtime losses are really helping us out with those points. So we're 7 points ahead of the Oilers. I think we're in a good spot here. Let's check out the So we have 89 points and we're in second place in our division. The Central is looking very good for a wild card. So we want to make sure that we get second or third in our division, because it looks like the wild card is going to come from the Central. So we want to make sure that we get some points here. We're tied with Anaheim in our division. We want to see if we can possibly get the first seed in our division too. That'd be pretty nice going into the playoffs. But we want to see if we can get some wins here. We got to beat our division. All right, so let's take it 3 games at a time. Let's take it 3 games at a time. All right, let's take it 3 games at a time. Nashville, Edmonton, and Anaheim. So Nashville is our last non-division game, conference game, but non-division game. All right, so we beat them 3-0 before. Let's see if we can beat them again. We need those points. We're tied with Anaheim, so those games against the Ducks are going to be pretty huge. Same with that Oilers game. That Oilers game is going to be pretty huge as well. And Nashville is a good team as well. And 7-4 loss. All right, don't worry about it. We need to come back with big wins, though, in our division. It's not the time to go on a losing streak, that's for sure. We want to get some wins here. There you go, 2-1 win over Edmonton. We lost that game against Anaheim, though, unfortunately. All right, let's take that one game against San Jose. 40, 27, and 11. So we have... Well, we have 91 points, which should be good enough to get us a playoff spot, to be honest, in our division at least. Yeah, we got a 4-2 win over San Jose. 3 games left. Okay. Let's go up to that game. Simulate up to that date against Anaheim. Let's see where we stand. All right, I want to check those records too in Arizona and Calgary. I don't think Arizona has a good record. So Anaheim has a good record. Arizona is about 500, and Calgary they're decent as well. So 3 very tough teams. All right, we're still in second in our division. Let's check out the point totals. We have clinched the playoff spot, so we are in the playoffs, and I think 9 points in 3. Edmonton only has 2 games left, so they can only get a possible 4 more points to be at 90 points. So we have clinched at least second place in our division. So that's good. We have at least clinched second place in our division. We can probably still possibly win first place. That game against Anaheim is going to be a very, very huge game. This game against Anaheim is a very huge game. It's a possible 2 points in the division to possibly catch these guys. If we win, if we get a regulation win over them, it's going to be 2 points on them. So this is a big game here against Anaheim. And we do win 5-2 in regulation. So we're only 1 point behind them now for the division lead. So these 2 games here against Arizona and Calgary are going to be very huge as well. We want to see if we can get possibly at least 3 points. We want to see if we can get at least 3. I don't think 2 points is going to get enough to beat it. All right, we get a 6-0 win over the Coyotes, which is a huge win. So we got 1 game left. 1 game left. We're still in second in the division. Still in second in the division with 97 points. So we're at 97 points, and the Anaheim Ducks have 98 points. So so the thing is, Anaheim has to lose in regulation, and we have to win. We have to win the game against the Calgary Flames, because if Anaheim loses, say in overtime or a shootout, they get 99 points, and we win in regulation with 99 points as well. Technically, Anaheim is going to win the division because they have more regulation wins than we do. Even though I think possibly we have the season series over Anaheim, we don't have as many regulation wins as they do. So we got to hope that Anaheim loses their game in regulation, and we need to beat the Calgary Flames any sort of way. Shootout win, overtime win, any of those wins. We need to beat Calgary here, or we're going to be stuck for second place in our division. And we are going to end with a win over the Calgary Flames, 5-4. So very interesting. So we are at 44 wins. Did Anaheim play their game yet? That is interesting. Anaheim played their game and they won. So unfortunately, the Anaheim Ducks do beat us with 100 points on the year. We end the year with 99, and unfortunately we're going to play the Edmonton Oilers in the first round of the playoffs. But still, it's a very good year for the Vancouver Canucks yet again to end the year with a very good, decent record. So let's check the league, just make sure all teams have played all their games. Let's see, 82 games across the board. Yep, all teams have played their games. Very good. All right, so let's check out team standings, stats, and then we'll do playoffs next time. All right, so let's check out the stats for the entire league here for the Vancouver Canucks. So we finished the 8th best team in the NHL, which is pretty good. Pretty good. 44, 27, and 11 ending off the year. Not a bad record. All right, goals for per game, 2.927. That's good for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we were the 10th best team in the league for goals for per game. Not bad. 240 goals for. Not bad. Goals against per game, 2.598, which is good for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8th best team for goals against. So we were top 10 for goals for and goals against. Not bad. Very good year that the Vancouver Canucks had. Not bad. All right. Power play percentage was 19.4, which is pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th best team in the league for power play percentage, which is good. How many times were we on the power play? 366. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, we were the most team in the league on the power play, which is good. And for penalty kill, we have... where's Vancouver at? 86.59. So you know what? I definitely think Ryan Stanton helped out on that penalty kill by the end of the year. I'm not really sure where it was the last time we checked, but it's second best penalty kill in the league. So we were top 10. We were 10th best team for goals for. Number 8 for goals against. Number 7 or 8 for power play. Number 2 for penalty kill. Everything worked out very well for the Vancouver Canucks this year, I would say. I definitely think acquiring Jack Campbell helped out a ton. And you know what? All of our special teams were good. And were we the most disciplined team in the league? Yes, we were, by a shit ton of penalties. Look at that, 20, almost by 60 plus penalties that we were the most disciplined team. All right, home record, we were 23, 14, and 4 away, 21, 13, and 7. And going into the playoffs, we're looking good, going 8 and 2. And we're probably going to be going up against the Edmonton Oilers, who are 5, 3, and 2 going into the playoffs. So not terrible, but let's see if we can not get swept like last year. So, all right, so now we'll check out the player stats here for our team. Check out forwards here. So Johnny Hockey, very good year for him. 76 points in 82 games for him. I think he jumped up to an 86 overall, or he might have stayed in 86 overall. Very good year for him. His puck moving skills have definitely got a lot better. His shooting category got up there as well. Had a 35 goal season, which is very good. 35 goals, 41 assists. Wasn't minus 11, but 13 power play goals, not bad for him. Had more goals than last year, more assists than last year as well. So he's definitely moving up in the on our team there. Galchenyuk, only 69 points for him, which is interesting. I think he had more points last year. No, he actually did have a very replicable point total this year than last year. So equal year for him. Grigorenko was 67 points for him as well. Gustav Nyquist was 67 points for him. So remember, Gaudreau's on the second line. He got 76 points. So our second line did a lot better than our first, or at least he did a lot better on the first line. I guess it's that power play time that helped him out. Gustav Nyquist, not bad. 85 overall for a first line player. Not too bad. 67 points, 22 goals, 45 assists for Nyquist. Definitely a better year for him. Even though he's not playing on the second line, even though we didn't really get that first line player, he actually worked out pretty well. 67 points, I'm fine with that. This is where it starts to really drop off a little bit. Berglund, not the greatest on that second line. 42 points, it's okay, I guess. I guess it's okay. I mean, last year he had 33 points, so he did have a better year, I would say. Shinkaruk had a very good year, 26 goals. Almost had a 30-goal season for Hunter Shinkaruk on the third line in power play time for him. How many power play goals did he have? 15 power play goals out of his 26. So he was definitely a force on the power play. Minus 16, probably because the third line wasn't really too great this year. Lyndon Vay with 40 points. Not bad for him. With 32 assists, which is good. 40 points for him. Definitely a better year as well. Minus 11, but still. A lot of our players are minus. Bonino with 31 points for him. Bo Horvat with 26. Abdelkader with 18. Gauntz with 18. Gotch with 13. So that's pretty much all of our players are minus except for Berglund, Nyquist, Grigorenko, and Galchenyuk. Interesting. But whatever. We're a playoff team. I don't care. All right, defenseman. We had Dougie Hamilton. One hell of a year for him. 53 points for Dougie Hamilton. That's a very good year for him. Definitely much better. Almost 40 assists for him. Cam Fowler with 45 points for him. Edler with 26. Tanev with 19. Hogboom had 7 points for him, and then Ryan Stanton in the 19 games that he played did only have 1 assist. 1 assist, 8 penalty minutes, -5. So still, Dougie Hamilton was a +10. Edler was a +1. Fowler. A lot of our players are negative, but what are you going to do? All right, so now here's the goaltending lineup. So remember, Jack Campbell was, oh my God, Campbell went on a roll. Look at that. Campbell, remember, was 19-11 when he came over here to Vancouver. Since then, he went, what'd he go? 19-11, so he went 1 to make it to 20. Wait a minute, so 1, 10, and 1. So 1 + 10 + 1, that's 12. He went 12-4. He went 12-4 in the games that he played. So he played 16 games since the trade deadline. He went 12-4. I'll take that as a successful trade in and of itself. So there you go. Jack Campbell definitely played very well in 16 games that he played. Eddie Lack, I think, might have got a couple games in there as well. 30 and 19. Very good year for both of those, even though Campbell's most of his games. Actually, you know what? He played the equal amount of games. He played 20, what is that, 19-11. He played 30 games for Dallas, and he played 16 games for us. So he played half as many games for us. He did almost better than he would have in Dallas. So very good run for Jack Campbell that he went on. Eddie Lack, very good year for him. 2.28 for Campbell. Eddie Lack with a 2.56 save percentage, of 0.92 for Campbell. So he actually stayed the same save percentage, 0.911 for Eddie Lack. 5 shutouts for each of them. And Campbell with 3 points, 3 assists, and Eddie Lack with 1 point. Okay. So there we go. That's what the stats look like for our team. And once again, I will go to the calendar here. I'll advance a day. I'll keep advancing until we get the notification that we're going to be playing the Edmonton Oilers in the playoffs. There we go. Stop at the simulation. We do get home ice advantage against the Edmonton Oilers. I'll update my scout next time for you guys. I need to stop that simulation. There we go. So we're going to be going up against the Edmonton Oilers in the playoffs. I'll definitely check their team. I can check their stats. I can't check their lineups, which is unfortunate, but I can check their stats. So we'll do that before next game. Let's check out the Stat Central here. Let's check out the playoff tree. And there we go with the playoff tree. So Dallas did make the playoffs, as you saw. So in the West, we're going to have Nashville versus Dallas, Colorado versus Chicago, Vancouver versus Edmonton, and Anaheim versus Winnipeg. And then the East, we have the New York Islanders against the Hurricanes, Pittsburgh against Florida, Boston against Montreal, and Toronto versus Buffalo. So there is how the playoffs are rounding out this year. We're going to be taking on the Edmonton Oilers next time we yet again, guys. Once again, like I said, for our playoffs, we're just going to do the entire playoff run in one video. Depending on how quickly or how far we get into the playoffs, we'll do kind of a recap, get ready for the draft, do the good old draft. I have to do the scouting, which I really need to do. I have to see who the best defensemen are. I'm probably going to do that either before I start recording next episode, or I'll do that next time as well. But we'll take a look at the Edmonton Oilers lineup next time. We'll do the playoff series, and we will keep rolling with it. So Vancouver Canucks are back in the playoffs. A very successful trade deadline, picking up Jack Campbell for pretty much nothing, and looking pretty good going into the playoffs here. Let's see if we can have a deep run with this team, finally, with this team. So playoffs are coming up next time, guys. Edmonton versus Vancouver in round number 1. That'll be coming up next. The whole playoff run will be coming up. And hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, leave a like, comment, subscribe as always. And I'll see you guys next time.